Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Notice of this meeting stating the date, place, and time has been disseminated as required under the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975. In addition to publishing of the annual meeting schedule, electronic notice was provided on December 30th, 2020, the local source, Star Ledger, noting that the meeting would be conducted through the Ring Central program and containing information on how to access the meeting. The same information was posted on the city's website, Linden TV, the bulletin board, and the front door of City Hall. Copies of the agenda were also posted on the city's website and Linden TV for the public. This meeting is now called to order. Mr. Clerk, can you please conduct the prayer of flags, please?
God of the universe, look thou with favor upon these here assembled, and bestow thy guidance upon the members of the governing body and their deliberation. This we ask in thy name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Members of the public who may be attending are on mute until the public comment portion of the meeting. If you wish to be recognized, please use the raised hand icon in the program to identify yourself. We will then give your name and address as at any council meeting. Failure to do so will result in your being muted and not recognized further. If you are registered more than once, you will only be recognized to speak one time under your first registration, as with any council meeting. When public comment is open, the ability to register will then be closed. Members of council who were elected in the November 3rd, 2020 general election were subscribed to their oath of office prior to the January 1st, 2021. In order to accommodate the electronic format of tonight's meeting and social distancing requirements, the ceremonial swearing in of each of the officials elected was previously videotaped and will now be played. At the conclusion of the swearing in, the mayor's State of the City address will also previously videotaped will then play. While this is occurring, all participants will be put on mute. The council members that were elected on November 3rd are, and being sworn in this evening via videotape, Councilman of the 4th Ward, Alfred D. Muhammad. He was sworn in by Mayor Derek Armstead. Holden the Koran was his son, Alfred Y. Muhammad. Councilman of the 6th Ward, John Francis Roman, was sworn in by City Clerk Joseph C. Bodak. Holding the Bible was his mother, Melinda Roman, and his nephew, Finn Carter Horvath. Also participating was Daniel Roman and Samantha D. Almeida. Councilman of the 8th Ward, Garnett Blaine, was sworn in by Mayor Derek Armstead. Holding the Bible was Council President Michelle Yamakaitis. Also participating was 2nd Ward Councilman Barry Javits. Councilwoman of the 10th Ward, Gretchen Hickey, sworn in by Senator Raymond J. Lesniak. Holding the Bible was her son Patrick Hickey. Also participating was her husband Joseph Hickey and her son Joey Hickey. Okay, again, after the viewing of the swearing-ins, the mayor's annual State of the City speech will then play. Okay, can we go to the videotape?
I, Alfred D. Muhammad,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same,
and to the governments established
to the government established
in the United States
in the United States
and the state
and the state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of 4th Ward Councilperson
of the office of 4th Ward councilperson
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. We got to it.
I
I,
state your name.
John Francis Roman,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of the office of Sixth Ward Councilperson,
perform all the duties of the office of Sixth Ward Councilperson
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Yay!
Thanks, Finn.
You did a good job, Finn.
Great.
Thanks,
Give
buddy.
him Uncle John a high
High
five.
five.
I
Garnett Blaine,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and I will bear truth, faith, and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
to the government established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully
impartially,
and impartially
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of 8th Ward Councilperson
of the office of 8th Ward Councilperson,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
All right. Well,
I state your name,
I, Gretchen Hickey,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of
of the office of
10th Ward Councilperson
10th Ward Councilperson
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, Gretchen. Again,
Thank you,
3
Senator.
terms in a row.
3
All
times
right.
in a row. Thank you.
Good evening, Council President Yamakaitis, elected officials, friends and residents of our great city. Before I begin my State of the City address, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the following on their elections: Alfred Muhammad in the 4th Ward, John Roman in the 6th Ward, Garnett Blaine in the 8th Ward, and Gretchen Hickey in the 10th Ward. I would also like to congratulate the Board of Education members that were elected: Jennifer Fleming, Malaysia Thomas, and Samuel De La Cruz. Before I begin, I would like to say that I look forward to working with every member of our City Council in a cooperative way to move our city forward. I welcome opposing ideas and recommendations that are not politically motivated. The year 2020 was one of the most difficult years in our country as well as our city. The coronavirus rippled through our economy and families, leaving many deceased and pushing our hospitals to the brink of capacity. The virus has spiked in record numbers recently. Drastic measures put in place by our government in an effort to control the spread had a severe toll on a multitude of small businesses and families. 20 million jobs were lost. But our country is resilient, and so is the city of Linden. Our families and small businesses had to sacrifice for the common good, and they did. We will come back stronger and with a greater appreciation for the life we have. Victory is in sight with a vaccine that will make our lives normal again. In Linden, this administration initiated a food bank. Back in March, since then we've helped feed over 500 families several times during this year, and we will continue to do this as long as needed. I would like to thank those individuals and corporate neighbors who so generously donated so that it was possible to help these families. I met with our Director of Special Improvement District, Michael Bono, to see if there were funds in their budget to give grants to the businesses on Wood Avenue. The funds for SID's budget come from the excess tax that property owners in the district pay. I asked him to meet with the Board of Trustees to see if this was feasible. At that meeting, the grants were approved unanimously, and a total of $60,000 and $1,000 increments were given to 60 of our businesses on Wood Avenue, and they were thankful. Since that time, hardships still continue, and I've asked our director and the board if more can be done. I am told that the matter will be discussed at the January meeting. In 2020, we also had the social movement of Black Lives Matter, a movement dedicated to fighting racism and anti-Black violence in the form of police brutality. Black Lives Matter demands that society value the lives and humanity of Black people equal to the values and humanity of white people. I'm reminded of something our former President Barack Obama said. We're not there yet. We have a ways to go. I also read something recently that stayed with me. What should it matter that one bowl is dark and the other pale if each is of good design and serves its purpose well? A peaceful demonstration that occurred in Linden went on without any incidents. I have complete confidence in our Police Chief Dave Hart and his department. They're well trained and acutely aware that any form of police brutality in our city will not be tolerated. They're a shining example to other cities. It's no secret that crime has ticked up during this pandemic. So in an effort to curtail crime, we're now asking that our residents and our business owners increase their participation in our virtual block watch program by registering their cameras and ring doorbells with our police department. We believe that our residents and business owners are one of our most valuable assets in deterring crime. We have started to install cameras in our parks and also better lighting. We strongly believe that this will be another way to reduce crime in those areas. I now turn to what I believe is the main priority of our city, the financial ship that all of us here must steer with financial prudency. In that regard, I'm happy to report that we've had 3 straight years of no municipal tax increases. Linden is the only city in Union County, and maybe the state, which has had this accomplishment. It is not an easy task, but we made it possible, and our redevelopment will ensure that for decades, Linden will provide an affordable city to live and raise a family in. That financial posture has increased our property values, and even with this, the city is having a consultant review our finances and recommend ways to make our city even better in its financial direction. I am also appreciative of our Board of Education members who also recognize the importance of their financial course. The Board of Education is an autonomous body. They set the policies and curriculum, but we share a common goal, financial prudency with your tax dollars. I'm happy to report that the members of the Board of Education for the last 2 years presented a budget with no tax increase, a great accomplishment that hasn't occurred in many years. I would also like to inform our residents that I want to create a better line of communication with them, a way to listen to your concerns. There is a link on our website that will allow you to accomplish that. I will be sending a form to our residents to complete, voicing any issues they may have. I've listened to your concerns during our last snowstorm, and I've taken appropriate measures to improve our performance in that area. I also think it's important that through attrition, I am combining jobs. This will save money and bring in young people who are bright, energetic, and hard workers. I would now like to report on Linden's economic development. We're in the midst of a renaissance in Linden. The redevelopment that we approve will have a tremendous positive impact on our revenue. Over a 30-year period, our city will receive $427 million in revenue. The future is bright. Our city has positioned itself to be strong for many years. Before I begin, I'd like to express special thanks to our city planner, Paul Rickey, and my chief of staff and LDC director, Alex Laspinosa. The following are properties in our redevelopment plan and their status. 3346 West Price Street. This project will be 2 residential buildings. One will be 36 one-bedroom apartments with 52 parking spaces, and the other will be 37 one-bedroom apartments with 52 parking spaces. Each parking area will have 10 spaces for a total of 20 spaces designated for public parking during the hours of 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 327 West St. George Avenue, former D's Dugout. In October, this project was approved by our planning board and council. It will house 13 residential units with off-street parking. 620 North Style Street, former Adelia's property. The developer is in the process of building a commercial building and has a dentist who is interested in placing his practice there. 1700 South Style Street. The developer has started construction and will build a 27 residential unit building with off-street parking. 2525 Brunswick Avenue. The redevelopment and site plans have been approved, and the developer is building a 500,000 square foot warehouse. This site was once the home of the Siemens mattress factory. Linden Logistics Center, which is being built on the former DuPont ISB property by Advanced Greek, will be 4.1 million square feet of warehousing. 2 of the 8 buildings are near completion. This center is projected to provide 3,000 jobs. They have also built and completed a bridge to access the property. Amazon has signed a long-term lease on the former Hoffman Coos warehouse property site. They will be operational in the spring of 2021 and will hire upwards of 100 full-time jobs with benefits. Aries Clean Energy. The developer has started construction of this green energy project, which is housed on the Linden Roselle Sewage Authority property. They will be fully operational late summer of 2021. City Village. The first of 2 buildings is completed of this mixed-use project, and the developer already has signed leases on several of the apartments. DC Hospitality, the Wood Springs Suites Hotel is finished and ready for occupancy, and the Cube Smart Storage Facility is near completion. The Linden Landfill will house the Hawk Rise Solar Farm. Construction has begun, and it should be finished by March of 2021. They'll be offering a community solar energy program to low and moderate income families. Legacy Square. We all know Walmart is open for business, and the following are those businesses that have signed leases under contract: Chick-fil-A, Freddy's Frozen Custard, Taco Bell, LA Fitness, Kids Empire, Starbucks, Panda Express, America's Best Contact and Eyeglasses, Verizon, Russell Cellular, and several others. Linden Station Apartments, which are located on the former JTG property, is nearing completion of its 234 mixed units. Leasing is anticipated in spring of 2021. Meridian Lifestyles 2. The developer is finishing up on the interior work of this 145 mixed-use unit. They have started marketing the apartments and have hired a contractor to have Cap's Diner open by this spring. Nuno's. The city just approved for the planning board to conduct an investigation as to whether this is an area in need of redevelopment. The project could potentially bring 50 new units with retail below and off-street parking. The old Walmart property. The owner of this property has plans to demolish all the buildings to build a new 315,000 square foot warehouse building. Park Plastics. The city has advertised another RFP/RFQ which was due in December. More information will be forthcoming as we choose a developer. With all the new warehousing now going on in the city, we applied for a rail freight assistance program opportunity and were granted $2.3 million to develop a certain part of the Trimley Point for rail service. This will help alleviate the truck traffic on our local roadways. R&G Energy. The developer is in the process of getting all state and federal government permits so that they can put a shovel in the ground sometime in the upcoming year. This project will produce biogas, which will be used for heat and power generation. We've met with the officials of our neighboring municipality, Roselle, and we all agree that we should rely on each other's various areas of expertise in order to expedite development on the Roselle side of the St. George Avenue corridor. A completely developed St. George Avenue can only add to the overall success of this area. St. George Avenue in Chandler. The planning board approved a redevelopment study to declare this area in need of redevelopment. United Lacquer. The developer, Capadaglia, has completed remediation and is looking forward to getting a shovel in the ground by late spring. Wawa, the corner of Park Avenue and Edgar Road. The planning board has approved the final site plan, and I'm happy to announce that we will be getting a Wawa on the corner of Park Avenue and Route 1 South. I'd asked the CID committee if they could come up with a plan to brighten up our downtown area. From your phone calls and text, you agree that CID did a great job. It was done to light up our downtown area during these difficult times. The Wood Avenue building owners made our holiday decorations possible, and I sincerely appreciate them. In closing, I would like to thank my family. They're with me always. They allow me to work long hours away from them, but they understand the responsibility I have as your mayor. My love for my family is without limitations. To our residents, I wish you good health and happiness in the new year. I love our city and will continue to do all I can for you. May God bless you, may God bless Linden, and God bless the United States of America.
Thank you, council members and Mayor Armstead. Happy New Year, Linden. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate Councilman Alfred Muhammad of the 4th Ward, Councilman John Francis Roman of the 6th Ward, Councilman Garnett Blaine of the 8th Ward, and Councilwoman Gretchen Hickey of the 10th Ward on their re-elections. This is an unprecedented time, and this is a special evening for all of you. And I just thank you for all your cooperation in helping to get this done virtually. This is not easy, this year has been tough on many families with different events in their lives. So unfortunately, 4 of you had to do your swearing in virtually. But I thank you again. You did a lovely job. I'd like to thank Brad Crienzo and our IT department, Charlie Crane, and the rest of his department for helping to put this together. As I said, these are unprecedented times, but we got through it. So congratulations again on all your re-elections. Committee assignments will be given. You'll see them in your email very shortly. Please look over your committee assignments and contact your department heads. Again, if anything I could do to help any of you, my door is open all the time, and that includes the department heads. This is a rough year we're going through, and as the mayor had said, we're all in this together. We got to steer this ship called Linden to the best of our constituents. So please, anything I can do to help any of you, please let me know. Be safe, everyone. Wear your mask, and I want to wish everyone a happy new year. Okay, I'm going to call upon our city clerk, Joe Bodak, to present the certificates of election. You will receive these. Mr. Bodak will contact you, but he's going to show you virtually your certificates.
Each of the re-elected members of council have received a congratulation letter from our county clerk, Joanne Rajapi, and she has presented a certificate of election for this occasion that we have framed and we will be presenting to each of you in the next coming days.
Thank you, Mr. Bodak. Okay, can we have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Ormond,
Here.
Javik,
Here.
Caldwell,
Present.
Mohammed,
Present.
Busby,
Excused?
Roman,
Present.
Strano,
Here.
Blaine,
Here.
Medina,
Here.
Vicky,
Here.
Mrs. Yamakotis.
Here. Okay, we're gonna have presentations and public comment from members of the public in attendance. Again, no personal, political, or derogatory comments. Members of the public who may be attending or on mute until the public comment portion, which is now, of the meeting. If you wish to be recognized, please use the raised hand icon in the program to identify yourself. You will then give your name and address as at any council meeting. Failure to do so will result in your being muted and not recognized further. If you're registered more than once, you will only be recognized to speak one time and your first registration as at any council meeting. We're going to now open public comment, so after we open, the ability to register will be closed. Anyone from the public wishes to speak, please use the raised hand icon. Okay. All right. Okay, we have someone, Shugi. Please state your name and address for the record. You have to unmute yourself. We're calling upon somebody registered as SHOOGY. Please unmute yourself. If you'd like to speak. Yeah, we don't have the ability to unmute you. You have to unmute yourself. Yeah. Okay. I'm seeing no one else with their hands up to speak. Okay. We're going to move on to comments from members. Okay. Do we have a motion to close the public comment portion of the meeting?
I make a motion to close the public portion of the meeting. Can I have a second?
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
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 Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakotis.
Yes. Okay, we're going to move on to comments from members of council. I'm going to call upon each council member for their comments. I'm going to start with the newly sworn in members. I'm going to start with Councilman Alfred Muhammad. Councilman,
Thank you, Council President, and thank the citizens of the city of Linden, and particularly the people of the Fourth Ward who had faith enough in me to re-elect me overwhelmingly. I thank you, and I would like to say to you, we are looking forward to 3 years of progress. I thank the mayor and the council president for the wonderful job our fellow council persons have done in reducing taxes. Major achievement to be a taxpayer in the city of Linden and not to look and see your tax bill raised. I've been in this city 16 years as a homeowner, and I certainly first satisfied we don't have a garbage tax. We have some areas that we're working on. We're having a phenomenal cooperation with the Linden Police Department, and they're doing a great job. And I'm looking forward to more work in cooperation with the citizens. And any volunteers can contact me at 908-463-4843. We're scheduling a meeting at the Holy Mountain Church on the third Saturday. We will be giving more announcements of that. We're going to be having meetings to address the problem and to address youth. I will also be teaching a civics class because we're going to build the fourth ward up and intensify. When you say build it up, it's a great ward. It's one of the finest, I think it's the finest ward in the United States of America. I so happen to have one of his prestigious resident, Mayor Armstead. It's an honor as a council person to have the mayor of your city in your ward. So, and he has been an outstanding person in the ward. I also congratulate the persons from the Board of Education. I'm looking forward to working with them. Wonderful job that I anticipate them doing. And Dr. Hazelton is doing a phenomenal job as the school superintendent. Let us all support her. I just want to say, and I also want to set a new tone here on this council as we have a new and fresh spirit coming into America, not of destructive, childlike play from leaders, but actually we're having adult leadership. It's good to see that. And I know that we're going to beat this pandemic. Remember, I came up in the era of polio and many other issues, and America beat it. America is the best, and it's the land, it's the shining hill on the sea. City on the hill, rather, not on the sea, but from sea to shining sea. And I would say this Linden is the greatest city in America. Let's make it greater and greater and greater. God bless the service persons and to the council person that recently had his son sworn into the United States Armed Forces. There could be no greater honor to serve the United States. I happen to have served the United States of America before the United States of America even served me. But I still look for its potential, and we are fulfilling that potential each and every day. So God bless America, God bless Linden, and God bless each and every one of you. Stay safe, wear your mask, and Happy New Year's to you, and prosperous New Year's to you. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman Mohammed. Councilman John Roman.
Thank you, Council President. I want to start this off saying good evening, Happy New Year. I want to begin simply by thanking those who were at my side during this campaign. First, I want to thank God, who all things are possible. My father, Thomas Roman, product of the old Elizabeth, an old GM employee, and the most important person in my life. Wherever you are, Dad, I hope you're proud of me. I hope I always carry your name with the respect and honor it deserves. I miss you dearly. To my mother, Melinda, thank you. Thank you for your strength. Thank you for giving me your work ethic, and thank you for instilling in my siblings and I the importance of being honest and having faith in God. You know, the most important thing my mother ever did for us was to raise us in the Catholic Church. Serving on the altar, it taught me discipline. It taught me the importance of reflection, reverence, and hope. I'm forever appreciative of the upbringing my mother provided us. Thanking my sister, who came with my mother on election day and held up signs reminding people to vote, and that was election day. I want to thank my brother who couldn't be there because of the pandemic, but I want to thank him for always being a guiding light of unbiased, unfiltered advice to me. You are my greatest confidant. So going back a little bit, in 2017, when I considered first running for council, I sat down and I talked to our senator and then the Senator Scuteri and then Democratic chair of Linden. And I told him I wanted to run for council because I wanted to serve my parents, my neighbors, and I wanted to show the Linden residents that honesty and change could come to the Linden government. He told me no. He told me that he wanted unity with our mayor and that he would support the incumbent candidate, which was the duty of the Democratic chair always. I told him, Senator, I respect your decision. I disagree with it, and I will win without your help. That first campaign was tough. I only had a few people helping me. I had no funds from the county or city party, and I was going against the Armstead machine, which has proven itself a formidable foe. I worked 20 hours a day. I visualized that goal. I spread my vision to the residents, and they took a shot on me. For that, thank you, Six Warders. I'm forever in your debt. In my first term, we've had millions of dollars worth of upgrades laid out for Wheeler Park, which included County Commissioner Hudak's dream that was realized in the nicest spray park in the state that replaced our 100-year-old Wheeler pool. I can sit here at the beginning of my second term and tell you that I reported and DPW cut down over 30 to 40 dead trees in our ward. And there's only 1 or 2 dead trees. I know exactly where they are left in this ward. The trees are trimmed. The street signs are new. And when walking the 6th ward, the residents always report back to me how happy and proud they are to live here. In my first term, we've had several 6th ward community meetings that have brought this community together. We've reestablished the 6th Ward Democratic Club. We've had 6th Ward annual garage sales, and even through the COVID pandemic, we had our annual 6th Ward cleanup. I'm proud of the work that we accomplished, even though most of the work in 2020 was halted due to COVID. But I want to personally thank the employees of Linden who have done so much and gone above and beyond for the residents that I serve in the 6th Ward during my first 3 years. Fast forward into 2020, the second campaign that we just went through was much different this time around. I was the incumbent, and even though Mayor Armstead attempted to throw me off the party line, the County Democratic Party denied him and left me, the incumbent, on the line. Be on a team with people like our soon-to-be president, Joseph Biden, our first ever African-American and female Vice President Kamala Harris, our county commissioners who have taught me so much over the years, and of course, my dear friend, Councilwoman Hickey, who has a heart of gold. So I want to thank Senator Nicholas Scuteri for his support. He has faced and had to deal with a lot of malicious attempts to undermine his character from this very government. I appreciate him for believing me and assisting me with staff and giving me the backing of the Union County Democratic Committee, a committee full of so many public servants that I have so much respect for. I especially want to thank some of the elected officials who helped and walked with me and had my back during this campaign. To all the county commissioners who were formerly known as and historically known as county freeholders, I want to thank them. I want to specifically thank County Commissioner Chris Hudak, County Commissioner and Chairman Alexander Marabella, County Commissioner Angela Garrettson, and I'm proud to say this, new County Commissioner Lourdes Leon, who deserves all the success in the world that's coming her way. And a special thanks to Sheriff Peter Corvelli. He's one of the most honorable men I know, and I was proud to be on the line with him as well. Also want to thank Assemblywoman Linda Carter, whose leadership and guidance has helped me along the way during my first term. I want to thank John Goncalves, who ran against me in the primary. On election day, my team and I found out that John Goncalves was clearly not the man behind all the nasty attacks in campaign literature, calling me a racist, accosting me for not going to work and taking time to take care of my then dying father. He came to me and he came to my family and he apologized on election day. He said he didn't know what he was getting into, and he thanked me for all that I've done for our neighborhood. So thank you, Yao. I'm sad to hear that you were moving out of the 6th Ward, but know that you always have a home here. I'd also like to thank David Pilmenstein at Activate Media, Nick Fixmer, Joseph Shelley of the UCDC, Harris Laufer, and all of those that I didn't mention who helped me through this campaign. I will go to war with you guys anytime, just say the word. I want to thank my girlfriend Samantha, who is her own established force to be reckoned with in Trenton. I just want to say thank you and I love you. You were a saving grace for me this year, and every day I'm thankful that you have come into my life. Samantha is in politics, but in witnessing what happened during this campaign, she said, and I quote, "I've never seen anything like this. Like, no, seriously, John, this doesn't happen other places." I joked to her, I told her that that was a testament to the uniqueness and the spirit of Linden. Unfortunately, during the campaign, she was costed as well. The actions of the opposing team have become common to me, but it was all new to her. Councilperson on this dais threatened to run her over and laughed about it. Another former council member showed up that day to start trouble and said, and I quote to me, "It's a good thing your father is dead and in the ground, so he can't see your girlfriend sell herself on the corner for votes." This hurt me, and it was meant to do so, but I feel strong, and I know that I can take this. However, my family members were put to tears by this. Because of this corona pandemic, this primary election was done almost nearly by vote by mail. Again, I was blessed to have and the honor of serving such a great community that wasted no time getting their ballots in, but also went to their neighbors and told them to get their ballots in as well. As a result, our community was absolutely impenetrable from the mayor's attempt to impugn my character. As the mayor and many other members of this council started to campaign against me, it forced me into a door-to-door campaign in midst of this once-in-a-century pandemic. I think I was more upset that they were putting the people I serve at risk, all in the hopes to get me out of the seat. I didn't think it was the time for it, but it happened. On April 25th, the mayor famously, and we later found out, lied to the Star-Ledger about campaigning against me in the height of the pandemic. It was then I found out that even though 36 ward residents had already passed from COVID or a COVID-related illness, the mayor simply wanted me out of that seat more than he wanted to protect and serve the residents. This was a character flaw and it was a failure in leadership, but it's not uncommon in this city. In April, while campaigning in the middle of the pandemic, the mayor was asked not to approach a resident, and that person ran upstairs and inside. This person just happened to have my sign up and was at the The next day, her husband, who worked for the city, was demoted and put on the back of a garbage truck and had to pick up the mayor's garbage that morning. Nothing was done about this, and this person is afraid to speak up because he had a newborn coming that he had to support. In June, one of the 6 ward residents was told directly by the mayor that she would never get a job in the city if that person kept my sign up. This is a crime, but again, there is never any repercussions for wrongdoings in this city. On election day, a member of the DPW came to vote, and I shook his hand, not knowing who he was, but I thanked him for coming regardless. The mayor saw this because he was there. The very next day, this man was demoted and put on the back of a garbage truck and forced to pick up the mayor's garbage. The best part about this is the man didn't even know me. He voted for the mayor's candidate. But again, this is a common theme here in Linden. Intimidation, the retribution has left so many of our employees so unhappy at work and scared for their jobs. Within the first few months of me on city council, I tried the best to take the advice of my mentors. They said, sit back, be quiet, learn as much as you can. I'll tell you this, I learned a lot in my first term in council, but I couldn't help myself when faced with blatantly immoral and unethical practices, namely the possibility of officials that I serve accepting bribes and other favors in order to steer the
Councilman, I'm giving it your time that is being sworn in tonight. Please start wrapping it up though.
Thank you. I also found the city employees were made to do things that were borderline illegal and highly immoral in a worry that their positions, and they worried for their positions if they did not do that. In learning this all, I did what any of you, the citizens, would expect me to do. I reported it extensively. The State Attorney General's Office and FBI have dropped multiple subpoenas and launched multiple investigations into the city because of corrupt practices that are rampant in the city. And as a son of this city, someone who would do anything for the city, learning of this was a sobering experience. But let me tell you this, I will never do that again. After reporting all this, the threats that I received, the extortion, the attempts at extortion, the harassment, the pressuring, my car was vandalized, all that retribution that came with that report, all to do the right thing and stand up for you. I would never do it again. There's a culture of immorality in this city. Everyone knows it. Everyone on this dais is either promoting it, promoting this culture, or turning a blind eye to it. But most importantly, everyone who works in City Hall has to live with it on the weight of their shoulders. Our employees are seriously worried about how they would take care of their families if they lost their jobs. They turn a blind eye to it. Many have resigned posts, retired, or even quit. I never understood that until recently. There is no benefit, no protections for whistleblowers in the city or in the state. And it leaves many without hope. And again, in blowing that whistle, I learned there is no justice, and it's a mistake I will never repeat again. Getting to the end, thankfully, all this is in the past. It's all in the past now, all of it. I'm excited to get it off my chest and leave it where it belongs, in the past. So this leads me to the future. I'm ecstatic for the renovations of Wheeler Park that will be continuing regardless of this pandemic. I want to thank County Commissioner Hudak and the County Parks Department for their dedication on this matter. Later this year, the paths at Wheeler Park will be widened and resurfaced, which is something I have long asked for. And I'm also proud to report that with the removal of the city's dilapidated skate park, talks of what would replace it have come about, and we are working on a brand new basketball court for that location, and it's going to be beautiful, and I hope to see that come to fruition down the road. I'm so proud of this neighborhood. I want you to know I will always have your back, regardless if you have mine. That's what leadership is: serving everyone, making sure everyone succeeds. Not what we have all experienced up here. The city could be facing a $2 million deficit because of this pandemic, and the days ahead are not going to be easy. We're only hiring 5 police officers this year as a result of retirements, but we're still way below our complement. I today vow over the next 3 years, work tooth and nail with our excellent police chief, David Hart, and the rest of the elected officials to make sure that we make it a priority to make it to our complement and keep the residents of Linden safe. In the end, I want you all to know, every one of you, even you, Mayor, if I can be of any assistance to any of you, I will always be here to serve how my parents taught me to serve, with integrity and a helping hand. Over the last 3 years, I commonly ended my reports with a quote from the Reverend Martin Luther King, and today will be no different. We need leaders not in love with money, but with justice, not in love with publicity, but with humanity. Congratulations to my colleagues that were all reelected. Serve with honor. I wish you all a great, happy, and healthy 2021. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. I'm going to call on now newly reelected Councilman Garnett Blaine. Councilman Blaine, I just want to also say thank you for the honor of asking me to hold the Bible for you during your swearing in. It was truly an honor and a privilege. I look forward to working with you again.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you to all the residents of the 8th Ward in Linden. It's been one heck of a year, a great learning experience, and promise to do even better in this second term around. I just hope and pray that all my colleagues will learn to work cohesively and stop the divisiveness. And let's just make Linden, the entire city, a better place to live. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Blaine. Councilwoman Hickey. Councilwoman Hickey, I can
I'm sorry. Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year. I'd first like to congratulate Councilman Mohammed, Councilman Roman, and Councilman Blaine in the victorious win of your elections. And I'd like to thank my husband and my two sons, Joey and Patrick, and Senator boy, I'm really fumbling my words tonight, Raymond Lesniak, for being at my swearing in. It meant a lot to me. I feel very privileged and honored to once again be sworn in as 10th Ward Councilwoman in the city of Linden. My heartfelt thank you not only to 10th Ward residents for believing in me, but to so many residents in our city for their continuous support throughout the years. This will be my third term representing you. I promise to continue to be the voice of the people of our city, even if I stand alone. I promise to have passion and understanding in my heart and not to judge, but to only help. I promise to take criticism and abuse, even when it's personal, so someone else is left alone. I will continue to keep fighting for more officers in our streets and increasing the complement as our city grows, and not just fill retired positions for the safety of all the taxpayers and our city employees. I will continue to say no to development that our city is giving away with nice pilot programs. We need to focus on our infrastructure, traffic, and schools. When I first took this elected position, I said that our city is a hub. We should economically prevail from our physical assets in Linden and use them to our advantage. Train station, airport, railroads, Route 1, Parkway, Turnpike, and our waterways. I am concerned to just see apartments without changes to our downtown, streets, police, and simply maintaining the small things in our city that matter to our residents, keeping them safe and improving their quality of life. I will continue to be honest, ethical, respectful, and strong for all our residents, regardless of the consequences that my family and I may endure. I believe as an elected official, we should always set an example for our adults, employees, and children, other communities, and our city, regardless of personal feelings, power, and politics. I will not be a hypocrite, liar, or narcissist. I will be a phone call away if I am needed always. I will keep and help residents' issues confidential when necessary and try to resolve them as needed. I will tend to the residents' needs and our city's needs, and not just my own. Going into my third term made me reflect on many things, especially the hurtful ones. Before I was elected as a councilwoman, I was a woman of many friends. I was a woman of many places to go, events to attend, fundraisers to help with, and I had friends and residents who didn't miss well-deserved jobs in our city and promotions due to our friendship. I wasn't bullied or threatened because I stood up for someone, or for what I believed in was right. A part of my husband's business that pays for the roof over our family's head, while keeping our taxes always paid to date at all times, wasn't affected, even though he continuously provided products of quality and with the best prices for the city of Linden. I wasn't disrespected by elected adults being called fat or an alcoholic and many other things while others watched in meetings. I didn't have to make excuses for my sister's health and mental well-being due to inappropriate lies and harassment so she wouldn't get sicker. I was included in all city events. I didn't have to witness individuals getting assaulted and called vulgar names in city meetings for giving their opinions. I never had to go to the police fearing for my safety and break down on a police video interview, not being able to control my emotions due to the verbal and abusive threats. And most of my colleagues watched. I never had to watch residents being made fun of when having legitimate concerns at a council meeting. And I never was threatened on social media by advocates and friends of the mayor to be destroyed because I don't agree with all of his opinions. I am amazed and grateful at what I've learned, seen, and had to endure the past 6 years. It has made me stronger and definitely more knowledgeable. What I received back from residents, employees, and so many people that I couldn't possibly count makes my job as your councilwoman so rewarding. I am the voice of others that don't have a voice. I am the one to help when needed. I am comforted that I am respected for not playing games regardless of someone's political views. I will help you up instead of pushing you down. I will always do the best that I can, and I will always do my best to fix it. It is in my heart to continue serving as the councilwoman for the 10th Ward for the next 3 years, as I have served in the past 6 years with honesty, professionalism, ethical values, and certainly lots of strength. 2020 was a very tough year for so many. I am praying that 2021 brings you and your family health, knowledge, security, peace, patience, and certainly blessings. And the same to all my fellow colleagues and the employees of the city of Linden. 2020 may have kicked so many of us down, but we will always get back up, just like your 10th councilwoman always gets up. I am determined to stand up, stay strong, and represent all of you to the best of my ability. Again, thank you for your continued support. I am grateful, honored, and blessed to continue to serve the city of Linden in the manner that I always have. God bless you. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to call on the remaining members of council. I'm going to ask the remaining members here to the 5 minutes. We gave extra time to the council members that were just recently sworn in. Okay, so I'm going to ask everyone else to please refrain to 5 minutes. Thank you. Councilwoman Ormond.
Thank you, Council President. First of all, I would like to start off by saying that in order to move forward, we must have a spirit of love and forgiveness. Because if we don't have that spirit of forgiveness, we're unable to move forward with any initiative. We spent the last few minutes dragging out.
Councilwoman, you're coming in very mumbled.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to start by saying that may 2021 be a year of forgiveness and to be able to move forward. We have spent the last 10 minutes talking about all negative things. Well, this is supposed to be a celebratory meeting where we are acknowledging and celebrating the hard work and the dedication of people who have chosen to throw their lives into the limelight for re-election.
Can't understand. Coming in very muffled.
You're breaking up.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Okay, is this better? Is this better?
That's better.
Okay, let's start back and please reset my clock. I just wanted to start off by saying that this is the year 2021, and it should be a year that we reflect and focus on this and moving forward. We spent the last 20 minutes of this meeting
on pure. Back to you, if you don't mind. I'm going to see if, I'm going to have IT give you a call and see if there's something going on there. Okay, I'm going to come back to you. Okay, I'm going to move on to Councilman Javik.
Okay.
Yes, Council President.
I just want to congratulate all our newly sworn in council representatives, and I look forward to working with them in 2021. And also our newly elected Board of Ed associates. I would also like to wish everyone a fantastic new year and the hope and belief of a return to safe and healthy years to come. If anybody needs to reach out to me, you can do so at 908-494-4608 or email me at bjavic@linden-newjersey.org. Please be safe, be healthy, and be responsible. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman Javik. Councilwoman Caldwell?
Thank you, Council President. I want to wish everyone a happy new year. Congratulations to Councilman Roman, Councilwoman Hickey, Councilman Blaine, and Councilman Muhammad, and to all the newly elected Board of Education. I just want to wish COVID-19 away. I hope that everyone on this panel stays healthy for 2021. Hopefully we can work together. I'm here to focus on the quality of life for my neighbors. They know that I'm here for them. And I also want them to know, like, when they call me, they're like, I hope I'm not bothering you. And I have to let all my constituents know that you're never bothering me. It is a privilege to serve you. I enjoy getting emails when, like today, one of my constituents received a handicap sign. He was so happy and elated, and that meant the world to me. So I'm here for my constituents. I will work with all council members and all of City Hall. And I want to let my constituents know that they can reach me at 908-274-1307. I want to send my condolences to my friend Tamara Lyman's family. I lost her on Sunday, and I lost a cousin of mine on yesterday. Her name is Tiffany Nail. May she rest in peace. And I hope that we all can have a peaceful, productive 2021. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Okay, we move on to Councilman Strano.
Thank you, Council President. I want to echo my colleagues in congratulating Councilman Alfred Mohammed, Councilman John Roman, Councilman Garnett Blaine, and Councilwoman Gretchen Hickey on their reelection and their swearing in. It's an old saying that winning never gets old. And there's another old quote that came from Vince Lombardi that winning is habit forming, but unfortunately so is losing. So hopefully we keep winning, and I mean that in a positive sense for everybody in the city, because that's who we represent and that's what we're here for. Wish everybody a happy and healthy new year, and that we continue to move the city forward. And also I'd like to congratulate those winners of the Board of Education, as Councilman Javik had alluded to. I'm looking forward to great things in the city of Linden. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Strano. Councilman Medina.
Yes, thank you, Council President. Yes, again, I'm echoing my colleagues here on council. Just want to congratulate Councilman Muhammad, Councilman John Francis Roman, Councilman Blaine, and my favorite out of all the councilman or councilwoman is Councilwoman Gretchen Hickey, because we work so well together to address the issues between our wards. I also look forward to working with everyone in 21. Look forward to coming together, tackling issues head on that makes sense for the residents of Linden. I look forward just to seeing all the upcoming projects in 21 as well. You know, some of my colleagues may or may not agree with me, but I do agree with a lot of the redevelopments that's happening here in Linden. A lot of these projects are exciting to see. Again, just with that, again, I am looking forward to 21. I'm hoping 21 we can get together in those chambers. and just have a meeting and kind of see each other. I said this before, I kind of miss everyone here, believe it or not. So again, looking forward to working with the mayor and the governing body. And I want to wish everyone happy New Year's, prosperous New Year for 21. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman Medina. Councilwoman Orman, I'm coming back to you. Let's hope.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to say that 2021 should be a year of healing and reflection. And for the first 10 minutes or 20 minutes of this meeting, we've totally forgot that this is supposed to be celebratory. So I want to take the time right now and to totally remove the negative tone of the meeting and the speeches, and to say that Councilman Gretchen Hickey, Councilman John Roman, Councilman Alfred Muhammad, and Councilman Garnett Blaine, I wish you nothing but the blessings from God and a successful year ahead. We have to remember that we have to put all bad things aside in order to move forward. When we hold on to the negativity and then let the world know that we can't work together, it just makes it really, really bad for everyone. So once again, congratulations, many blessings. Let's move forward. Let's forget the past, because I can say that I have. And let's just try to do everything that we can to move the city forward. It's not about what happened yesterday, but it's about what we're going to do tomorrow. It's not about what hurt us today, but it's about the healing which we're going to embark on as we move forward. So once again, I wish God's blessing. I wish to remove all hatred and all animosity, and let's just stop. And let's just remember that we are a team of 10. And while we may have our differences, the worst place to air it is publicly. Let's move forward. Let's make Linden a wonderful place, and let's make this council the best that it could ever be. Once again, congratulations, God's blessings, and let's move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Orman. Okay, we're gonna, now the council needs to elect a president of council pro tem. Are there any nominations?
Council President, I'd like to nominate Councilman Ralph Strano for Councilman Pro Tem. Ask for a second.
Second.
Okay, can we have a roll call, please?
Zorro,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Waldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Grano,
Abstain.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yamikaitis.
Yes. Congratulations, Councilman Strano.
I'd like to thank all of my colleagues and Councilman Roman for nominating me, and the second from Councilman Orman. I really appreciate the vote of confidence. It's getting to be scary being a senior guy. You know, it's like I'm almost a real senior guy. And I thank Alfred Muhammad for getting reelected, so I don't wear that title. And I'd just like to say thanks again and appreciate your vote of confidence.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Strano, our city clerk will swear you in at a later date due to the meeting being held virtually. So once again, congratulations.
Thank you, Council President, and thank you, Mr. Bodek. We will meet soon, I hope, and take care of that formality, or that official formality.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to resolutions 2021-1 through 2021-17. We have a motion, please.
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to move for approval of resolutions 1 through 17 and ask for a second.
I'll second that.
Okay, discussion, anyone? Seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Grano,
Yes.
Lane,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Okay, we're moving on to ordinance first reading. Okay, ordinance number 6501.
Zoning, an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the city of Linden, 1999. Passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and as amended in supplement. Now therefore be it hereby ordained by the city council of the city of Linden that section 1, chapter 31, zoning, section 31-11 shall be and the same is hereby amended.
Okay, can we have a motion to introduce ordinance 65-1?
Council President, I move for introduction of number 65-1 and ask for a second.
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 For the new cane or the old cane?
Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes. Okay, now the next council meeting will be held, council conference meeting, Monday, January 18th, 2021 at 6 p.m. That meeting will be held virtually. Council conference meeting prior to the council meeting, Tuesday, January 19th, 2021 at 6 p.m. That meeting will also be held virtually. The council meeting, Tuesday, January 18th, the 19th, Tuesday, January 19th at 7 p.m. Meeting will be held virtually. Please check the city website, linden-nj.org, for directions on how to participate electronically in these meetings and for copies of the agenda. Do we have a motion for an adjournment, please?
So moved.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Grano,
Yes.
Lane,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Happy New Year, everyone. Have a great evening.
You too.
Happy
Thank
New Year.
you. Happy New Year. Congratulations.